He had chased me from the house. I ran across the street. I didn't have that part because I'm calling the police because he lunged at me and I ran across the street.
And she did a citizen's arrest. Now, I want you to tell me you were handcuffed. That's one thing. Have you ever been handcuffed before?
No.
You were taken into custody. Have you ever been taken into custody anywhere?
No.
You were held in the precinct.
Correct.
For how long?
Hour and a half.
You were receiving treatment for cancer, and you wanted to be closer to the hospital where you were receiving your cancer treatments. And you rented a house that belonged to Mr. Smith after seeing it advertised on the internet.
That is correct.
Mr. Smith does not live in the house regularly. He lives and works in Vietnam. Is that right?
I'm retired.
You retired and chose to live in Hanoi?
Well,
I mean, I only visited there once. What's the air quality there like now?
the air quality is terrible. The traffic is terrible. It's dirty, but you know what? There's a charm there that I really enjoy.
Clearly, you've adjusted. I don't need any more comment. I was just curious. Okay. And you rented his house where, madam?
It's in Lake Balboa, California.
Signed a lease for how long?
I signed a lease on July 21st for a year, and then it would convert to month after.
7/21/22 to June of 2023.
Technically, we signed the lease on July 21st. My surgery was August 1st, so the technical move-in date was to be August 1st.
That's okay. You moved in before. He allowed you to move in early.
That is correct. That is correct.
Right. And then, according to what I read, in October 2023, when you were now on a month-to-month lease, you gave him a notice that you were going to leave 60 days because you had purchased a house?
That is correct.
And Mr. Smith gets notice that you're moving out. He comes back from Hanoi to get the house in order and to re-rent it.
Correct.
And then something happened with your house and it wasn't ready in time. So the moving date kept getting shifted. So far, correct?
That is correct.
And that was of your doing.
That is correct.
So you gave him notice that you were leaving. Your lawsuit wants money for an illegal eviction.
Yes.
Well, then just give me 30 seconds on how he illegally evicted you.
Okay. I gave him 60-day notice. Along the way, with the difficulties with the seller meeting their contingencies.
That's not his problem. That's your problem.
Correct.
I want to know how he illegally evicted you. On what date did he illegally evict you?
On January 17th, while I was moving, while I was loading the truck and came to move my things. I'd hired professional movers because we got the...
I understand
okay.
that.
So I came that day because he said he really wanted to take possession. I canceled the professional movers, rented 2 trucks, got some day laborers and said, just get everything out of the house because he's really anxious for me to go. As I was moving and gave him notice that this was the time that he agreed to let me stay there until the close, until I moved. He agreed for me to stay, and he said, we'll figure out the prorated rent for how many days you have to stay. When I went to get the trucks, he had taken things out of the house and set it outside before I had vacated.
Okay. The part of your lawsuit that seeks money for illegal eviction is dismissed. Nonsense. Damaged property. What damaged property do you allege?
The items he set out in the rain.
What items did he set out?
Mostly Christmas decorations, golf equipment, and a car carrier rack.
A what?
When you go camping, you put your tents on the back of the car.
Okay, well, that doesn't get destroyed, neither does golf clubs.
He lost the other part.
Just a second. Christmas decorations. Do you have photographs of the Christmas decorations?
I do.
I'd like to take a look at them.
By the way, I haven't moved.
No, that's no by the way.
Okay.
Your lawsuit's nonsense. I just thought maybe I would be surprised, but I'm clearly not. Are these all Christmas decorations?
These are all Christmas decorations that are in the rain when he set them out. I had not begun to move. When I arrived to move, he had already set them out before I got there. They were sitting outside when I arrived.
I see them. They're very lovely Christmas decorations.
Family heirlooms that can't be replaced.
I see nothing destroyed here.
It's rained on. And they're...
Show me them destroyed. I see them in boxes. I don't see anything destroyed.
It's destroyed in the rain. We threw them out.
Okay.
It's just, they're destroyed.
Okay. Trespassing. We're done with your items. Now, trespassing and an attempted assault. So this all took place on the 17th of January.
The 18th.
The 18th of
Yes.
January.
The 17th was when I arrived to move.
Okay. So the 18th of January. So I'd like you to tell me first, what was your rent?
$3,650 a month.
And did you pay rent on January 1st?
I did not.
Then you were trespassing.
I have texts where he agreed to take a prorated rent for January. He agreed this is what we would do. That was our arrangement. We had a month-to-month arrangement.
Just a second.
Yes.
I'd like to see the text that you had and when that we would prorate the rent. That doesn't forgive you from not paying the rent in January, and then he can return money to you, but you paid no rent in January.
Your Honor, she paid no rent in December either.
Really?
Yeah.
Pay rent in December?
Yes.
Let me see. Prove it. You paid by check, is that right?
No, I did not.
How did you pay?
I pay him by Zelle.
So all you need is a Zelle payment
Okay.
for December of $3,650 for 12
In
months.
December, it wasn't a Zelle payment.
Well, you said, just a second, you said you paid him by a Zelle payment.
You asked
your
me how I
rent.
pay rent. I pay on Zelle. On December, we didn't because he said to apply the security deposit since I was going to be gone. He said that. I didn't offer.
Just a second.
He said that.
Show me in the text
I sure will.
Show
I
me in the
sure
text
will.
message. Just a second. I want to see it.
All right.
Don't bring me a whole bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
I'm not. I'm giving you the exact page.
Then give me the exact page where he says you can apply a security deposit for December's rent because you stayed there until almost the end of January. So far you haven't paid December or January.
That wasn't my offer. That was him.
Just a second. Well, while you're looking for that, so he sounds like a really nice guy. So before you moved out, before he even did a walkthrough, he said to you, don't worry about the last month's rent. You can use your security deposit for that. And then when you said you couldn't move out in January, he didn't say, well, send me December's rent because you were certainly here the whole month of December and we'll apply January for as long as you're here and I'll send you back money. So far, he sounds like a nice guy.
This is January to prorate the rent. But let me find the December that
I
he wanted
only
to apply
want to
the
see where he told you not to pay December's rent, that you could use your security deposit.
Let me try my phone. Maybe it's quicker. I can't find it.
If you can't find it, you can't find it. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask you about is trespass.
Yeah.
You say that he trespassed on your property, for which you had him arrested on the 18th.
That is correct.
And tell me how he trespassed on your property.
On the 17th, that's when the things were set out. I loaded everything. We didn't finish on the 17th. My daughter on the 18th, along with the day laborers we hired the day before, all came back to get the last of it. When we finished moving, I went to return the cable boxes and walked around the corner to the UPS store. I picked up some dinner, walked back. I came to the house and I thought, why are these lights on? I swear I turned them off. So I turned on my phone, opened the door, came in. When I walked in, I surprised him going through my things, and he lunged at me at the front door, which I have the pictures. And
Just a second, we have video. We're going to
Sure.
watch all that. I don't understand something. You had day laborers there. They were there. They were moving the last of the things out.
right.
Well, if they were moving the last of the things out, then your things must have been out.
Right.
Right. So what things of yours was he going through? I'm just curious. What things of yours, when you walked into the house, if everything was out, was he going through?
The fragile pictures in glass that I left there to come and put in the car.
Just a second. Just a second.
Yes.
There is no indication here that anything was damaged, that he was looking through the fragile items that you had left to put in the car.
Right, but he tore the window deck right where he tore those off. That's where the broken items were.
What broken item?
The fragile things that were left there, all those little things that couldn't go in the truck were just gonna go in my car.
Show me a picture of the little glass items that he broke that were yours.
Okay.
Kevin?
It's the same pictures.
What is this black thing on the floor?
Those are window coverings while I was moving. Typically, when you're moving, that's when people see you're vulnerable. I put those shades up on the windows. He came in, ripped
Just a
them
second.
down,
Just a second.
and broke my pictures.
Is what you're telling me that he broke this piece of glass on this picture?
That is correct.
Okay.
Because it's custom framing. They're very,
You have a video you want me to see?
yes,
Is it your video or his video?
all three are mine.
All three
I
of
have
us.
a
I'd like to
video.
take a look at them.
Okay,
Don't say a word.
I will not.
Is this on the 17th or the 18th?
This is the 18th.
18th. At night. You have
At
gone
night.
out. Don't speak. You have gone out for food.
Can you just walk away, please? Can you just walk away, please?
I'm sorry?
Can you just walk away, please?
Walk away from what?
Me.
Well, you're on the other side of the street.
Should I be? I went there. I should be there.
What's the truck still doing there?
Because I walked to get dinner and came back to move get those things and leave.
You
They
told
were-
me that you only had a couple of things left in the...
Right, they were going to go in the car part. See the car part of the front?
Oh, just a second. So you weren't putting it in your car, you were putting it in the truck.
In the car part of the
All
truck.
right, let's move on with this video. I see absolutely nothing.
This is that video. He had chased me from the house. I ran across the street. I didn't have that part because I'm calling the police because he lunged at me and I ran across the street.
Let me see the whole video, this whole nonsense that she's showing me.
Nobody's going to jail tonight. Okay.
That's not fair.
Well, this is my video.
Shh.
Okay. Right now, we don't have a crime.
I'm contracted for this house. Contracted, legally bound to pay. And for payment, I get the enjoyment and the protection of my castle. He invaded my castle.
What is it you'd like for us to do?
I want the private person arrest.
Okay, are you willing to
Entity-
sign a private person arrest?
So you're going to arrest me?
You're gonna be. I'm not arresting you. She's arresting you. You just need to pay some handcuffs. We'll give you double.
You're going to put me in handcuffs too?
Our policy, yeah. We're not the ones arresting you.
Yeah,
There you are.
I know, but you're taking me up.
Okay, the thrust of you have no case against him. The thrust of your counterclaim, Mr. Smith, is money owed for false arrest, property damage, breach of agreement. I assume that is the rental agreement, and property taken without permission. So far, the plaintiff owes you $5,650 for rent. That's for December and for part of January. Now, you have her security deposit.
Correct.
And what amount is her security deposit?
Would be $36.50.
So far, unless you can show me damage to the house, she owes you $2,000, okay? Now I want to see what evidence you have of damaged property, please, sir.
Okay, first off, this is the extra repairs that needed to be done on the property.
Photographs.
And,
Photographs.
Okay, here's
I just want to see photographs of what you're alleging the damage was. That doesn't require a word. That requires a photograph.
Well, it's kind of photograph.
This you can take and throw away.
Well, that's the estimate.
This you can take to
I
throw
mean, that's not the
away.
estimate, that's my bill.
Just a second. I'm looking at damage. I don't know what you're showing me.
That is the sheet on top of the fireplace is a mounting bracket for
A
the
TV.
TV. She took it away. She removed it and took it.
That is incorrect.
Just a second. And
I had to replace it.
was it there when she moved in?
Yes.
Okay, so give me the bill to replace it.
That's on that. I had a contractor do it all. Yeah.
Wall mount.
Yeah.
Cost and materials and labor. This is what it says, $140. Did you take the
Yes.
Did you take the wall mount?
Not his, mine.
John,
No.
Did you take the wall
No.
mount?
He has his wall mount.
Good. Based upon this video and her own statements, I do not believe she had a basis for having you arrested.
Correct.
And she did a citizen's arrest. Now, I want you to tell me you were handcuffed. That's one thing. Have you ever been handcuffed before?
No.
You were taken into custody. Have you ever been taken into custody
No,
anywhere?
no.
You were held in the precinct.
Correct.
For how long?
Hour and a half?
And then released. And there were no charges ever brought against you.
No, in fact, no.
Okay. So far, she owes you $2,000 in rent, and she owes you $2,000 for having you falsely placed under arrest.
He attacked me. I have the picture of him
$2,000.
lunging. I have the picture of him.
$2,000 for you having him falsely arrested for trespass. That's what you told the police officer. I heard very carefully. He invaded my castle. That's why you told the police officer you wanted him arrested.
Yes, he did.
That's what you... Okay. I made a decision on that, madam, already.
Okay.
Because that was nonsense.
He attacked me.
That's not what you told the police officer
That
as to
is
why you
exactly-
wanted
Do
him
you wanna
arrested.
see the police report?
No. You made a police report, but at the time you had him arrested, the first thing that somebody says to a police officer when they want to report something happened to them is, he assaulted me.
That's what I said.
Can I please see the medical record of your assault?
I can show you the police report.
I want to see the medical record of your assault.
I can show you
I want to see the medical record of your assault. Injury, anything that you saw a doctor.
The injury wasn't...
I'm speaking to you.
Correct.
Do you have, A, a picture of an injury? The answer is either yes or no.
No, I do not have injury on me.
Okay. Do you have a doctor's report that you saw a doctor or an emergency room on the 18th of January? That's a yes or a no?
That is a no.
And you have no police photograph that the police took of an injury on your body?
No, it's just listed in the police report.
I don't care what's
that
listed. I don't
this.
care what's listed in the police report, madam.
Okay.
I don't believe a word you say. I actually have a real problem with this whole case with somebody who clearly was trying to be nice to you, according to you. He said, don't bother with December's rent. We'll use your security deposit. Really nice. Then you say, I'm not moving out in January. And you don't pay him January's rent. And he doesn't even serve you with an eviction notice. He feels sorry for you. The people didn't close on time. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm getting treatment, whatever it is. There was nothing about him that was vicious to you. Your lawsuit alleging $10,000 worth of damage because he trespassed on your castle is so outrageous. Okay. Plaintiff's claim is dismissed. On the counterclaim, I'm awarding the defendant $4,000, $2,000 for rent and $2,000 for a false arrest. We are done here. Thank you very much.
I was supposed to be gone. I told him I would prorate it with the keys.
She has an interesting relationship with the truth.
But after the whole arrest thing, we parted ways and I never got an opportunity.
She just lied. I mean, I have 2 hours of police video. Just lie.
I think that he was overzealous in my leaving.
The day she was moving, she was late in moving. I didn't want her workers, whatever, commingling my stuff with her stuff. So I put it on. Now, I could have just set it right outside front, but I moved it all the way from the back to where they could have easy access to it.
It was just sad that we had to go through this. It was really unnecessary.
I wish her the best.
Well, my first impression is I don't know why anyone would retire to a place that they describe as the air quality's terrible, the traffic is terrible, it's dirty, but there's a charm to it.
Hey, I'm sure some people say that about New York City, but, you know, each their own.
Yeah. Anyway, I think her conduct was outrageous in having him and doing a citizen's arrest. Absolutely outrageous.
I think anytime a police officer, and you could clearly hear them on the call, saying, ma'am, there's absolutely no reason for us to arrest him. If you insist on then doing a citizen's arrest, which I have my own qualms with anyway, you should be sued civilly for false arrest.
Yeah, put him in handcuffs, took him to a police precinct, held him for an hour and a half. That's frightening for a man of his age who's never been taken into custody before over nonsense. And he was, according to her, really pretty decent, if you believe her.
You know, it seemed like he was a pretty upstanding landlord.
He wasn't a bad landlord.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad landlord. She was probably frustrated. Yeah. She had bought a house. The people didn't get out in time.
She was in the your emergency somebody else's problem.
Correct. Well, that's the end.
All right, guys, this one. I'm almost completely on the landlord's side. And the biggest reason is not even the rent, it's the citizen's arrest. Because seriously, Mom, the police are standing there basically telling you, we don't have a crime here, and you still say, no, I want him arrested. That is a huge decision. You're not talking about calling the landlord and arguing. You're not talking about sending a demand letter. You are asking law enforcement to put another human being in handcuffs. So you better be very sure. And here? I don't think she was. I agree with Judge Judy on that. Now, Was the landlord probably impatient? Of course. He came back from Vietnam expecting to get his property back. She had already given notice. Her new house closing kept getting delayed, and he wanted possession. I can understand both sides being stressed, but here's the part that matters. Her new house problem was not his problem. She bought a house. The closing got delayed. That sucks. But the landlord doesn't suddenly lose control of his own life because your moving plans changed. And then we find out she apparently didn't pay December rent, didn't pay January rent, and still wants to argue that he was trespassing. Come on. That's where the story starts getting really weak for me. And that my castle argument? Ma'am, you were already moving out. Workers were taking the last items. You hadn't paid the current rent, and the owner is preparing his property. That is not automatically some dramatic home invasion. Now, could a landlord technically cross legal boundaries entering a tenant's space? Sure. But if you're going to accuse somebody of trespass and assault, bring evidence. Which brings me to the assault claim. Judge asks, medical record? No. Doctor? No. Emergency room? No. Photo of injury? No. Police injury photo? No. But she keeps saying, the police report says no. I agree with the judge here. A police report can record what you claim happened. That does not automatically prove it happened. If you're asking for thousands of dollars because someone physically assaulted you, where is the injury? Where is the treatment? Where is something objective? And guys, her own video didn't help her. That was the crazy part. She brought the video as evidence, and Judge Judy watches it and basically says, I'm not seeing what you're describing. That's devastating, because now your own evidence is hurting your credibility. Then we get to the Christmas decorations again. She says they were destroyed by rain. Judge looks at the pictures. They're boxes outside. Where is the destroyed property? If something was actually ruined, photograph the ruined item. Show the soaked decoration. Show the broken electronic decoration. Show something. You can't just say they were family heirlooms, therefore $10,000. That is not how damages work. And I'm with the judge on Richard's behavior too. From everything presented, he actually seemed pretty patient. She gave notice. Move out got delayed. He didn't immediately throw her out. Apparently there was even discussion about prorating rent. And she couldn't even show the text where he supposedly told her not to pay December. That's a problem. If you're making a very specific claim like, he told me to use my security deposit for rent, show it. Especially when you communicate by text. Now, the landlord wasn't perfect either. If a tenant is still legally in possession, I personally think a landlord should be extremely careful about touching their belongings or entering without clear permission, even if you're frustrated, because that is exactly how situations like this explode. So Richard probably could have handled some things more cautiously, but does that justify getting him arrested? Absolutely not, based on what was shown. And imagine his perspective. You've never been arrested. You've never been handcuffed. Police show up. Even they don't think there's a crime. But the tenant insists on a citizen's arrest. Now you're in handcuffs. You're taken to a precinct. You're sitting there for an hour and a half. Then nothing happens. No charge. Nothing. That would be frightening. So the $2,000 false arrest award. I have no problem with that.